Hello, guys and gals. I found this book at the library. They had it setting out with the books they wanted to get rid of. They have a little book card out there that they're in the process of automating, and so if a book hasn't been checked out in like a couple of years, then they put it out, so people can pick it up for free. Anyway, this is called Wings of Silver. It's really a nice book. And apparently it was originally from the Havana Library. We got a lot of our books from there. Wings of Silver. It says compiled by Joe Petty. And I believe that would be a female name, because any Joe around here is usually J-O-E. Joe is usually short for Joanna. And then there's a nice little picture right there, and this says that it was published by the C.R. Gibson Company, Norwalk, Connecticut. And this is going to have excerpts, and this looked really promising, to be honest. There's love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. And I don't read Roman numerals very well, but this is all the copyright information. It says here, and I will read, the selections in the chapters that follow have been gathered over a long period of time. As in our everyday lives, the Bible is the source and basis of many of our thoughts, and also in this collection, many of the words of wisdom are choice selections from this precious volume. In addition, there are many profound thoughts that have come from the pens of men and women over the years, in different and widely separated parts of the world. While many of the original sources are unknown to the compiler, she nonetheless wishes to acknowledge the authors, whoever they may be. She has gathered a collection containing gems of wisdom, and although she has brought nothing of her own, she has supplied the thread that ties them together. That is really sweet. We are going to read a few pages of this, starting with love. Love suffers long and is kind. Love envies not. Love vaunts not itself, is not puffed up, does not behave unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil, rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. We dare not violate the law of love any more than we can defy the law of gravitation. That makes sense. The test of our love to God is the love we have one for another. I agree. Okay, 9. This is page 10 that we're on. Okay. I'm probably going to pan over to this side so that I can read this side and I don't have to look through my phone viewfinder. The language of love is understood by all. Love ever gives and forgives. All loves should be stepping stones to the love of God. Love is the commandment for fulfilling all commandments, the rule for fulfilling all rules. Love works no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. We love ourselves notwithstanding our faults, and we ought to love our friends in like manner. When a friend asks, there is no tomorrow. In other words, don't procrastinate. If you love others and yourself. If you hate others and yourself. Love never reasons, but profusely gives like a thoughtless prodigal its all, and trembles then lest it has done too little. Love knows no limit to its endurance, no end to its trust, no fading of its hope. It can outlast anything. Love still stands when all else has fallen. Love which has ends will have an end. We know that all things work together for good to them that love God. How shall I do to love? Believe. How shall I do to believe? Love. By your love to God, the love of your neighbor. By your love to God, the love of your neighbor is begotten. And by the love to your neighbor, your love to God is nourished. The greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. Loved for ourselves, or rather loved in spite of ourselves. Love is the root of all virtues. If there is anything better than to be loved, it is loving. If we love one another, God dwells in us. As you willing to be made willing, are you willing to be made willing to forgive? If our love were but more simple, we should take him at his word, and our lives would be all sunshine in the sweetness of the Lord. He that loves his brother abides in the light. Hate is sand in the machinery of life. Love is the oil. Love is love's reward. Hatred is like an acid. It can do more damage to the vessel in which it is stored than to the object on which it is poured. That's brilliant. Another metaphor I'd like to make is that basically envy of another person is like drinking poison and wishing the other person would die. That was from some sermon somewhere, I think. We're ready for page 12, looks like. I'll read a few more pages of this because this is really, really good. Again, I'm going to start on page, put the camera on page 13 and read page 12. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Now that's John 3:16. That's probably one of the most quoted verses of the Bible. The solution to all our problems are more of the heart than of the law. If nobody loves you, be sure it is your own fault. Love is to the moral nature what the sun is to the earth. The husband or wife who harvests thorns should look to his or her gardening. Either responds to steadfast love like a plant in the sunshine, sprouting new dimensions to his or her personality on the side where the sun shines the brightest. Okay, let's see. Love, and you shall be loved. Love understands and love waits. Love like warmth should beam forth on every side and bend to every necessity of our brothers. He prays best who loves best. Never undervalue any person. The workman loves not to have his work despised in his presence. Now God is present everywhere, and every person in his work. Every person is his work. Not where I breathe, but where I love, I live. Fall in love with yourself, and you will have no rivals. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? The quarrels of lovers are like summer storms. Everything is more beautiful when they have passed. I hold him great, who for love's sake can give with earnest, generous will. But he who takes for love's sweet sake, I think I hold more generous still. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Never marry but for love, but see that you love what is lovely. The bravest battle that was ever fought, shall I tell you where and when? On the maps of the world you will find it not. It was fought by the mothers of men. To remedy the wrongs is to forget them. No, the remedy for wrongs is to forget them. Okay. Has some resentment wrought strife and ill will? Love and forgiveness works miracles still. Be kind, affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. Be kind, affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. Be charitable before wealth makes you covetous. I'll probably read one more page, and then let's see. Let me make sure that this was the right page. Was I on page 13? 12 and 13. Covetous. Okay. We are on page 14 currently. We'll probably read page 15 later. Again, we will just slide this right here. Love your enemies and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and you shall be the children of the highest. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Love your enemies, for they tell you your faults. We must love one fellow man because God loves him and wills to redeem him. Whoever in prayer can say, Our Father, acknowledges and should feel the brotherhood of the whole race of mankind. The spirit of community is our best defense against communism. He who despises not men, but God. You should love your neighbor as yourself, and you should be good to yourself. Owe no man anything, but love one another, for he that loves another has fulfilled the law. Science has made the whole world a neighborhood, but will take religion. But it will take. Excuse me. Let me read that one again. Sorry, I got a little bit tongue-tied on that one. Science has made the world a neighborhood, but it will take religion to make it a brotherhood. Who loves God loves his brother also. Add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. I think we've got time for one more page. That one went kind of quick. We're going to do this now. We're going to just pop that right there. To love and be loved is the greatest happiness of existence. This is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Being rooted and grounded in love, we are able to comprehend and breathe the breadth and length and depth and height, and to know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, and to be filled with the fullness of God. Nothing is hardship to love, and nothing is hard. The brightest blaze of intelligence is of less value than the smallest spark of charity. Knowledge puffs up, love builds up. The greatest pleasure of life is love. Charity gives itself rich. Covetous hoards itself poor. The injuries we do and those we suffer are seldom weighted in the same balance. How empty learning, how vain is art, but as it mends the life and guides the heart. There is no instinct like that of the heart. Set your affection on things above and not on things on the earth. We will stop this on page 16 and continue from there. I believe there are actually 4 more pages in this particular chapter. We're going to check real quick. There's page 19, and then 20 starts joy. So I'm going to try to make this a regular series as well. I am still doing the Fables of Leonardo da Vinci, and I found and when I found this book, I also found this one called Phantasmagoria, and it's about an atlas of fabulous creatures, enchanted beings, and magical monsters. And so we will probably read through this one too, maybe just lightly touch on everything in here, because it's a really, really good book that I found, really informative. And so yeah, Wings of Silver. This is going to be a new regular series here until it's completed, just like the Fables of Leonardo da Vinci. And I've got quite a few other books that I probably read on the channel. Again, I probably won't have very many videos up this week because I am retooling, in the process of retooling my channel. By the time I'm done, I don't know if I'm got a lot of really great things planned, so maybe the channel won't even be recognizable when I'm done. I'm hoping for some kind of extreme makeover like that, and working on some rather cool ideas. But with that said, I believe that this will be all for the video. If you like this kind of stuff, then make sure you hit like, you ring the bell so you know when I upload, and subscribe so that, you know, I always love getting subscribers. Always make sure you comment. I try to answer all comments, though I am way behind on that, and I apologize for that as well. And so yeah, I appreciate all the support, and I believe that'll be all. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.